you doing? Welcome to today's live. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny and manifesting the life you desire. I go live every Monday and Friday, so please be sure to join us. Just bring your questions and receive a free reading. For anyone who is here today, thank you for being here, for bringing your energy. If you would like a free reading, just click the link in the pinned comment. You'll be added to a list. Quick reminder of how I read. So I am an energy reader, tuning into your energy, anyone in the situation. My cat Socks has decided to join us. Oh, there we go. His big belly coming in. I'll just let him settle. So yeah, I tune into your energy and anyone else in your situation. So please provide as much detail and context as possible. I don't do yes, no questions or general reading or timelines. So please bear that in mind when asking your question. Bear with me 1 second while I sort this out. And for anyone interested, I'm using the Rider-Waite tarot deck today, the holographic Rider-Waite. So I'm going to post the list. Hey Aesthetic Delta, that is how you spell it. Yeah, he suddenly became very interested in being part of the tarot sessions. So I'm more than happy to have him here. So I hope you're okay with his little legs being in this shot. Bringing his energy. Clean white socks too, yeah. Thanks, Samreen. The setup looks 100 times good with your cat in it. No problem, KCMR. Hey, Queen. Right, let me go over and get this list and we'll get started. Hey, Ivo. Lovely to see you. Yes, exactly. A guiding extra hand. Cats are very, well, all animals are. Add a bit of extra spiritual guidance, don't they? First up, we have Anne Franklin, my love. Are you here? Please go ahead and post your question. Hey, Nat Nat. Nice to see you here. Glad you could make it. I'm adding a few additional sessions in during the week as well. So I'll update always. I post the day before that I go live, but I'm trying to aim for Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. First up we have Anne, then we have, yes, Amreen, I don't see you either. Just try again, hit that list. Kristen, not Kristen Conlaw, sorry if I am pronouncing that wrong, if I'm butchering that. We've got two Kristens, so it's just Kristen, no surname if you're here. Oh, I'm not able to read, thanks B for letting me know. I'm not able to read for people that aren't here, so we'll, Anne can maybe catch us on Monday. So, Kristen and then B, you're after Kristen. There's a bit of a delay in, well, Socks has decided to leave. He's sat next to me though, he's got his own little chair next to me. So I'll move my flowers back. I won't light these candles in case he decided to jump up and join us again. Okay. So I don't think Kristen's here either. Not Kristen K. So B, my love, if you want to post, please post your question. There's a bit of a delay in the chat, so if you already posted it and I haven't seen it yet, just bear with me. There we go, Samreen, you're on now. I'm feeling good today, B. Yes, my energy feels good. I hope you're feeling good. For people that are here, if anyone's not feeling so great, then I hope this reading can bring you some peace, can bring you a moment of clarity, something to carry with you. If you're struggling with something. Interesting question, B. Thank you. So what are my blockages when it comes to manifesting? Great question. I am big into manifesting. Anyone who is a regular at the channel knows this. Finding from my personal experience as well, obviously see what Spirit says, but finding what practice works for you. So if that's meditation, if that's journaling, journal prompts can be really great. Visualization. Mental diet, of course, is really important as well. So if you get in reoccurring negative thoughts about something that you're trying to manifest, to try and nip that in the bud each time. It's like rewire brain training. But let's see what Spirit says. Do you have some things, you don't have to share this, B, but do you have something specific that you're trying to manifest? So Spirit, what are the blockages when it comes to manifesting for B? Five of Cups. So maybe what keeps tripping you up here, B, is... So the Five of Cups is about the stuff that has gone wrong. So in the past, like losses, things that maybe we feel that we have made a mistake on, regrets really. This card is very much about regrets, losses, some sadness, okay? Now maybe it's a particular situation that didn't work out, okay? And what keeps coming up in you is kind of the echo of that memory of how something didn't work out. And that's where your attention keeps getting pulled. But actually 2 cups remain, 2 cups stand. And this is what the potential really of change in this situation, what still remains, what is still left standing. So a couple of messages here. It could be that a situation that maybe you don't have to give up on. Maybe you've gone, you know, that didn't work out, so it's something that I have to walk away from, when really in your heart of hearts that you still want this to work out, whatever this is. And that's like what still stands. So let's be honest with yourself maybe about what you want to manifest. Or you might know all this and yet we still keep getting dragged into the loss and the disappointment in our thoughts, in our mindset. And self-doubt is often the biggest culprit of getting in the way of our manifestations, yeah? That we think, well, I hope that will happen, or I would really love that to happen, but realistically, I don't really see how that could happen. And there is an element of, you know, delusion and illusion that you have to have just the right amount of kind of delusion of saying anything is possible. If not this, something better. B says, yeah, I knew this, very on point. I knew this deep down. So, and also in manifestations, getting real about what it is that you really want. And it's better to manifest something that you really want, and then fulfillment, the universe has a funny way of showing you maybe a different path of how to get that thing that you want as well. It might show you, send you a curveball. In manifestation practice, you've probably heard this before, but with Abraham Hicks, they are big into the don't worry about the how. So you just need to manage the putting it out in the universe what you want, not getting into the doubt, not getting into the, I can't really imagine this happening. You just focus on the putting out in this universe, this is what I want. And then how it happens, that's where people get tripped up. Leave that to the universe. Leave that to spirit. Don't get in the way of that energy, yeah? Because can happen in 1,000 different ways that we can't even think of. So I hope that resonated, B. So next up we have Nat. If you were here, my love, please go ahead and post your question. After Nat and Shaman, if you want to get ready, you are next. I'll update the list. For all guidelines, anyone new here, just check the Nightbot chat. All the guidelines are in the messages there. B says, I think I get stuck on letting go. Yes, that very, very common, and it is hard. When I'm trying to manifest something, I think about the thing that I want all the time. I've been there, B, and I understand that. And what I think is the best approach to that, all that we can do is what I would say is distract yourself. Distraction is the only way to, so if you find yourself on a loop thinking about that thing, literally go have a self-care bath, do whatever hobby that, you know, if you've got a hobby. I know this, like, if you were, I'm a geek, so I do embroidery sometimes. So just focus on your embroidery. Watch your favorite TV show. Go to the gym. Do some yoga. Bake a cake. Like, literally, it's like that simple, because I've tried to figure that one out, how to let go in many, many ways. And in truth, it's just about literally distracting yourself rather than trying to dig in and challenge that feeling of being able to let go. It tends to just get tighter and tighter. So for me, distraction has been the key. And again, mental diet. I know that resonated for you. It's really resonates for me too. Mental diet, when you get those repeating thoughts, try to just think of something else. Try to think of your next trip away. Try to think of your schedule or something boring. It doesn't have to be, you know, that kind of thing. Got to really get into the moment and live in the moment if you can. Yeah, it's a practice to do that. Hey Nat Nat, anything I need to know? Hope you're well. So what does Spirit want you to know today? So Spirit, what does Nat Nat need to know today? Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful card, beautiful energy. It's almost like the younger sister of the Empress card, this to me. The Nine of Pentacles, and it's also has very strong Virgo energy, actually, Nat, like Virgo thriving. And Virgos are very independent. Sometimes they can be hyper independent, but this is more like the in a positive light. Okay, can be about finances. I don't know if finances are on your mind, if that's a particular focus, worry, concern, or ambition. Doesn't have to be the lack of, but this is about focusing on your own stability, focusing on yourself, focusing on your financial stability, perhaps. One more, please, Spirit. Ooh, backed with the Devil. So again, focusing, reaffirming to focus on yourself. There's some devil energy around you. Some Toxic behaviors may be resurfacing, some toxic connections, someone trying to pull you back into the past, Nat. The devil energy is either our own behaviors that we repeat, that we go round and round, cycles that need to be broken, or it can be a particular person who is trying to pull you back into that kind of energy. So stand strong, focus on at this time, focus on your independence and being okay with yourself, your own company, being financially independent, which puts you in a position of power. Yeah, and allows you to not be dependent on someone, but then it can be a choice if you want someone in your life. That's if many of us have our finances sort of entwined with toxic people, so it could be about breaking free from that. But tell you what resonates with this. Do you recognize this devil energy? Do you feel it already? Like, say it might be within yourself, might be someone else. Detangling your energy from someone or something. Thanks, B. I'm glad that resonated. I'm glad that makes sense, Nat. Anshuman, my dear, if you are here, please post. So we have Anshuman and we have Divine Timing. Both go ahead and post. Nat says, maybe me. Right now, I blocked everyone. Maybe that's protecting your peace, though, Nat. I don't know if that doesn't read. Maybe that's not toxic. I don't know. Only you know. So, Nimdia, welcome to the chat. If you want to be added to the list for a free reading, you'll need to click the link in the pinned comment. Check the guidelines in the Nightbot messages. So yeah, Nat, only you know. Is blocking everyone, is that moving you closer to feeling strong and in your independence and cutting people out who are toxic? Or is it toxic that you've blocked everyone and you're in self-isolation? I know us Virgos can isolate when things get tough. Thank you, Divine Timing. Divine Timing asks, what will the weekend energy bring for me? Interesting. A focused. Oh my goodness. It's devil energy coming out again. You'll often find that there's some kind of collective energy. So a similar message for you, Divine Timing. I'm going to pull another card to dig deeper on this. A situation may try to trigger you, Divine Timing, may try to pull you back into old cycles, either with someone. Tell you what resonates with this, again, just like with Nat, does it feel like it's within you? Toxic behaviors that you know we all do it, but it's like we find ourselves reacting or repeating cycles and behaviors that we know aren't good for us and that we need to cut ties with, break ties with. Or it could be someone, who is trying to pull you into that. Those can often go hand in hand, isn't it? A toxic person says something to us, who we have to be in contact with, family member, an ex-partner, if you're co-parenting, these are just a few examples. Someone says something, it triggers you, and then it's like this choice. Do I spiral, which can be very valid, but do I spiral again and go round that cycle and waste a lot of energy getting stressed and repeating this cycle? See, we need to protect our peace this weekend, divine timing. We need to protect from ourselves or from someone. Take what resonates with that. Page of Wands. Yes, think before we act. Okay. Page of Wands is a card of contemplation. It's the page are always that period of time when we assess, when we plan, when we look at the situation and we take our time. Wands is fire energy, so it's like we're getting ready to take action and make a move, a bold move. But first, we need to get things straight in our head about what direction we're going in, and make sure that we're being strategic, make sure that we're doing the best things for ourselves. Yeah? So when you're tempted to give in to this devil energy, pause, breathe, and assess the situation. Think before we act. I hope that resonated, divine timing. Yeah, Anshaman, so just go ahead and post. After Anshaman, we have Aesthetic Delta. If you want to be ready, Aesthetic, nice to see you here. I think it's very early where you are. If the birds are singing. Oh, another manifestation question, Anshaman. Nice. So, what are the hurdles should I remove to get my manifestation? Let's see what Spirit has to say. Like I said to B, who asked this question earlier, what I'll say, Anshaman, is the practical rule of thumb with with manifestations is get your daily practice set up. Okay, can be 10-15 minutes. It can be a visualization, it can be a manifestation, it can be a journaling. Yeah, do what's easiest for you, what resonates best with you, what feels good, what feels easiest. Make that a daily practice. And then throughout the day, okay, we need to just concentrate on, like I was explaining to B before, what we call a mental diet. So if you get a challenging thought or a negative thought that goes against what the outcome that you want in your manifestation, nip it in the bud right there and then. Redirect that thought, and that's rewiring your brain. Okay? You're welcome, divine timing. I'm glad that resonated. Catch us on Monday and let us know how that weekend went, yeah? Anshaman, Spirit, what are the hurdles to remove for Anshaman's manifestation? Okay, Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is, interestingly, swords are about thoughts and communication. The manifestation is underway. So first of all, believe that, own that, understand it. Six of Swords is a transformation card. So it's about leaving behind the turbulence of the past, of this situation, of whatever you're trying to manifest maybe. So say if it was a relationship, maybe it's been troubled in the past and we're trying to create a calm environment. The Six of Swords is all about transitioning from choppy waters into calmer waters. So we need to make that our focus. We need to bring a calm energy to this situation. We need to speak calmly, act calmly, find our inner calm, stop being reactive. But also this card is about leaving outdated ideas about this situation as well. So I feel like it's very much focused around some thoughts around this situation, around this manifestation for you are outdated and need to be released. So we maybe need to rethink this, reimagine the outcome. And so it's the main message of this card, so your question. So I'm not making any videos, no plans about the Lion Gate portal manifestations, Anshman. But what the hurdles that you should remove, it's your ideas and your thought patterns around this. And there's some old, outdated ideas here that need to be released. And you need to reframe this situation, okay? So I hope that resonated. I'm glad that resonated. So I'm not sure if Aesthetic Delta is here. If you are, give me a shout. Aesthetic Delta. Then we have Kristen Conlar, if you were here, my love. So Aesthetic, Kristen, please go ahead and post. Thank you, Aesthetic. What does Spirit want me to know? Will there be resolution energy forthcoming? Resolution in a specific situation, Aesthetic, if you want to give a little bit more detail on that, the more meaningful reading that you will have. Thanks, Kristen. I'll read for you after Aesthetic. Hey, Alvin, you're on the list. Thanks for being here. I don't think you're on the list, Queen, unless do you have a different username? Please put down the same username as how you appear in the chat so that I can recognize you. But like I say, if you want to know where you are, you just need to, the lists are, I post the list regularly in the chat. Just check the Nightbot for messages for guidelines, okay? Okay. So let's focus on this, okay? The energy around this issue. Disagreement, harsh words said. Five of Swords, okay? Conflict, stormy weather. Is this love? Is this work? Is this money? Tell me a little bit more, Aesthetic. Just helps me to connect with your situation. Four of Wands is a much more stable energy, that we move from this sort of chaotic disagreement, stormy weather, you know, ties being cut, communication being blocked, or, you know, take what resonates with that. But the Four of Wands is a much more stable energy. If you think of it, whenever we see a 4, if you think of a 4 being the strong foundation of a house, one more, Spirit. So yeah, just tell me a bit more, Aesthetic Delta. It helps me to connect with your energy. Okay. So obviously, there's not a lot to go on here from your situation. Just share what you feel comfortable with. But in answer to your question, from this difficult situation, if you're asking about resolution, then I do see stability coming through, some kind of positive progress on this. This is the Four of Wands, is a card of celebration. And then we have this Queen of Wands, which may be a person who is involved in this situation. The Queen of Wands is someone who is a natural born leader, is charismatic, is ruled by fire, so she gets stuff done. This could be a particular person in this situation who you are dealing with, okay? Or it could be that you need to embody your own inner Queen of Wands, which is about making stuff happen yourself. Like, rather than waiting for others, or rather than waiting for a situation to give you the green light, to give you the okay, the Queen of Wands is very much about taking matters into your own hands and saying, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to resolve this in ways that how can you control it? How can you move this situation forward? Is it walking away? Is it cutting ties? Or is it rebuilding? But ultimately, I see positive movement. So either this, if it's with a particular person, if this energy resonates with you, that it's someone, then I see change within them. But there's a double-edged message here as well about you taking control and charge of the situation, and bringing your own Queen of Wands energy of moving this situation forward in the way that you want to see it unfolding. Be that in a mental way of how you see things, how you change your perspective, or actual movement, change, action, if moves need to be made. So I hope that resonated. So Kristen, yes, I did call you, but you weren't here, so I had to move on. I'll if I've got time, what time is it now? 2, then I'll read for you at the end. If you want to stick around, if I've got time, I will read for you. Hey Shraddha, you're on the list now as well. Who is, so Kristen, this is Kristen Conlaw. This is for you, my love. So let's have a look at, so hi Seer, so S and I are in a good place. Wonderful. I think he's opening up a little to me. Can you check his energy? Yes, I can. Just add your names to the list if you missed, and then I'll close I'll close the list after Kristen. So Kristen, just give me a shout that you're here, and this is, I'm checking in on his energies. I just wanted to check, not the energies of the connection, but the energy particularly of his energy. Oh, look at that. Cards are jumping today. 5 of Cups. This again. So what's the sadness and disappointment that they're dealing with, Kristen? Five of Cups is some kind of regret. So did they, just remind me, did they mess up? Did they make a mistake? Or this could be even outside of their connection, but I feel like it's certainly influencing yours and his connection. Something that they're struggling with. However, the 5 of Cups, so the advice is that the 5 of Cups message is we need to stop focusing on the disappointment and the loss of the things that gone wrong, the spilt milk. Okay? That's done. That's the past. So they may be focusing on the past, and it keeps sort of pulling. Maybe, I know that you said that things were moving slow and stagnating, and that could be partly what's influencing them. However, because we've got the 8 of Wands here, which is the opposite of this kind of energy, really, it's fast moving energy, it's being able to look forward. I see them actively fighting this 5 of Cups and winning ultimately, okay? Because the advice is stop focusing on what's on the past, on what's been lost, and instead focus on what remains. Focus on the potential of this connection. Focus on of what still stands, yeah, what we can work with, what we can build on. And they're actively in that, and they're actively pulling themselves out of that and moving their focus onto the 2 of Cups. And this is the positive movement that you are seeing. And what will happen is with the 8 of Wands as well is that it gathers momentum. It's like once we can kind of turn that wheel and begin to pull ourselves away and change our focus, just like manifestation in a way, like once you can stop those negative thoughts and change your mind, then you can, it builds on itself. And it becomes less and less hard work that needs to be done. And it takes on a life of its own. So, some almost push and pull energies here, but ultimately going in the right direction, Kristen. Okay, so I'm going to close the list now. So, if you, Patricia, just join the list. Now, let me see if you're, just add yourself on there, Patricia, and then I'll close the list. So Anne, the same for you as well. If you, obviously for anyone who was not here, Kristen, Socks is back. So I'm just going to, please be patient, Queen. So if you just check the guidelines in the Nightbot chat, okay? Please do not cue push or be demanding about when you are next, who is next, you know, and respect the reader. This is all in divine timing, okay? So patience is key here. Please be respectful. Okay. KCMR. Please, thank you for posting your question. I appreciate that. I'm just going to do an update of the list. Oh, the screen's gone really bright now. Sorry about that, guys. The light's always changing in this room that I'm in. But anyway, let's get to it. I've just muted them, Samreen, because I just feel like I don't want to read for people who are really kind of demanding and not bringing great energy. So I don't feel comfortable reading for people who are bringing that kind of vibe. So I've just muted them. Right, KCMR, thank you for your question. This is for you, my love. Hi, Seer. What will be the energies between my ex, Nixon, and I, Kerry Ann, be like when we do meet up? No physical contact since the breakup, both blocked his energy. Both blocked. Yeah. Okay. So when this change does come, when we do see movement, when you do reconnect, what will that energy be like? Ah, fresh, so exciting. Oh, yeah, he's got his toe beans nice stretched out. Trashing my display. What are you going to do? Oh, right. KCMR, this is for you. Oh, wow. Beautiful card. Carry on. The Sun, the happiest card in the deck. So a pure message, a clear message, a straightforward message here, yeah? So Major Arcana, it's going to bring you both so much joy, so much happiness. The sun is coming out from the clouds after a struggle, after this dark period that you're going through, yeah? So hold on to this, yeah? Hold on to this through this challenging time. Carry on, yeah? That you are going through now. Try to see, you know, if you also manifest, try to see this as this break or this stopgap, this distance between you, as a chance to rebuild and regroup, giving each other a chance to miss each other. So instead of seeing it as just like a waiting period and a negative period, try to reframe even this as something that is best for the connection, best for the relationship. So you've been waiting for some time, so try to make that waiting time as useful as possible, as a time to, so that you're ready, yeah, when the connection comes back in, when you meet, that you can make it and be ready for this happy period, for the sun to come out, yeah? And to have, it's like this childlike joy as well. So maybe you bring each other's inner child out, someone to have fun with, someone to play with. All those nice energies. Look how bright and glowing this card is. So it couldn't be a more pure message for you here, KCMR, okay? So trust that this is coming. Hold on to the image of this card when you get down, and have doubt and negativity, and try to see this, I know it's difficult, but try to see this waiting period as something good for the relationship, a reset, yeah? So I hope that resonated. Sorry, Shredder, you are on the list. I think I didn't update the full list, so bear with me, Shredder. Aesthetic says yes, redecorating around the house. Tobin's feng shui, how funny. Samreen, my love, are you here? Are you here? We have Samreen, then we have Jack. There we go, Shredder. Fully updated now. Sorry about that. You're welcome, KCMR. Nice reading, hey? So Samreen asks, what's my ex-age current energy towards me? I haven't been in the office all week. Yes, I remember you said you're having a month working from home. Is that right? What do you want to know about my rings, Samreen? You asked this yesterday. Ask me here, what do you want to know about my rings, and I'll tell you. So, yes, they are thinking about you in a word, Samreen, okay? The Seven of Pentacles is all about a time of kind of contemplation. Can you see how this person is leaning on this rake and they are taking stock, okay, of where they're at and this connection and where they stand in their life now, looking back as well. So this is what's almost like the history of your connection, the history of your relationship. You know, each pentacle sort of representing a different era, a different period, everything that's gone on, good, bad, beautiful, ugly, all of the above, okay? And Seven of Pentacles is really quite a strategic energy as well. It's about a period of self-reflection and thinking about their next move. Thinking what would be the path forward, what would be the next steps. Yeah? And maybe I think because the last time we looked at this as well, I know we looked at how you being away from the office would impact them. And I feel like that distance will in fact focus their mind more on this connection and the absence of it, because maybe there's something comfortable about, you know, when you're there, that you're a consistent energy, yes, that is always there, that isn't, and that's of comfort to them. So the fact that and in a way that can help them not take action, not take moves, you know, because you're always there. Where now that you've gone, even though you are coming back obviously, but just without your physical presence, it gives them a chance to miss you. It kind of focuses their thoughts and their mind on this connection. So I hope that resonated. So the majority of my rings are, if you want to look at similar ones, are from a company called Boho Moon, Samreen. So if you would, thank you for complimenting my rings. But they're just really like not very expensive or anything like that. They are from a company called Boho Moon. I think this is a moonstone. You've ordered green adventurine, lovely, bracelet, moonstone, earring and rose quartz, lovely, to attract my ex back again. Yes, I love rose quartz. I've got this beautiful rose quartz which I've had for years, which I love. What a ring I would like is a lovely like raw cut crystal like this. You know, these kind of that aren't all smoothed out. They're still quite rough cut raw crystals, they're called. I always find them to be the most beautiful. I'm new into crystal ordered. Yeah, one ring from Temu and got robbed. Yeah, I think Temu is not good. You have to go a bit more like a better company for crystals. Etsy is if that's accessible to you, Etsy is a great place. Okay, so moving on. So Zach, are you still here, my love? Please post your questions, Zach. If you are here, we have Zach. Then we have Alvin. You're welcome, Samri. But yeah, Etsy has some beautiful rings, supporting small businesses as well, which is nice. But if sometimes it is more expensive, which is why somewhere like Boho Moon worked for me. So Zach, Alvin, Shraddha, Sonali, Anne and Kristen, if you are still here, please stand by. I can read for you at the end. If you have time to hang around to the end. Who's still here? Let me know who's still here. Post your question. Always when it gets to the end of this live, I find quite a lot of people have fallen away. So what I would ask is for anyone who is still here and is in the chat, Anne and Kristen included, just go ahead, post your question, and I'll just read for whoever posts first, okay? So Alvin, go ahead, post your question. Thank you, Anne. So Anne asks, following up on yesterday's reading about the proposal, yeah, I know we got the 5 of Wands, wasn't it? With that conflicting emotions. What do I need to know that will help me clearly see if this proposal is right for me? Let's see what Tarot says. So Spirit, what will help Anne clearly see if the proposal is right for her? Okay. Queen of Swords, Anne. So you need to embody your Queen of Swords energy. And what I would say, advice from Spirit is, so to find out basically if this is right for you. First and foremost, just from me, is your intuition is always trying to speak to you. Work on quieting the noise and tuning out the noise that interrupts that often quiet, intuitive voice that is always giving you information and feeding you information and clarity. Okay, that's just from me. But on a deeper level with the cards, the Queen of, sorry, it's really gone very bright here now, the lighting. The Queen of Swords, okay, does not shy away from communicating quite directly, finding out, maybe asking the difficult questions. This could come further down the line, okay? I understand, but this is just a first meeting that you're going to have, and we have to get through it as best we can. We're going to be nervous. But ultimately, the Queen of Swords is a tough cookie and doesn't shy away from asking the difficult questions, being bold and being quite direct, and not being afraid ultimately to cut someone off if it doesn't feel right. So this is about the future as well. Obviously, that this is, you know, if you move forward with this, we're going to be building a life together. And the Two of Wands talks about two people who have the same ambitions, who have the same idea of how their future wants to be and how their life wants to go. So there's a question here being raised about, maybe this is what the questions that the Queen of Swords energy is bringing forward is, you know, what would our future look like? What do they want? Does this align with your ambitions? Does this align with your dreams? Are we on the same page here? Do we have the same passions? Do we, you know, it's not about interests and stuff like that, but it's about the, you know, where you're going to live, where are we, you know, is there children involved? Is there, it's like the kind of the cornerstones of a marriage. And I would say the advice from Spirit is to not shy away from asking the difficult questions. I hope that resonated, Anne. Okay, so Alvin, this is for you, my love. Alvin asks, thank you, Shredder. I see your question. I'll read for you after Alvin. Alvin asks, what is going on with my connection with ST now? She and I had a wonderful reconnection. Beautiful. Happy for you, Alvin. The other day, and a really positive energy is between us again. So that sounds good. So build on that, Alvin. Try to trust that good energy that's between you. Were there difficulties in the past here? Has there been some kind of, it might not even be between you, but some kind of struggle, some kind of feelings of lack in this? So it could be that you got through a difficult time in this connection and things have improved, things have got better. But it can be, tell you what resonates here, it could be struggles that we all experience in life, yes, and that you are each other's support system, or have the potential to be each other's support system. So when the going gets tough, when we are struggling, we can help each other through. The bond is strong enough to survive adversity, which is when you know that a connection is real, yeah, Alvin, because it's like anyone can get along when things are going great, you know, when life is good, when we're in happy times. But inevitably, challenges, we are hit with challenges. And then you know that this connection is real when someone is there for you, is able to support you, and able to hold you up and hold each other up as well. It works both ways. That it has to be that you're there for each other, yeah? So Alvin says, yes, we did. She was very conflicted with everything else happening in her life. Okay, there we go. And things have cleared up a bit for her. And I also learned a lot of patience and self-assurance as a result of the waiting. Awesome, Alvin. What a mature way to deal with that. I'm going to pull one more because I'm nosy. Now we can rest more. The Four of Swords is like we can chill a bit more after this, the conflict. There was that struggle, yeah? And even though you handled that the best way and you learn a lot of things, which is awesome, that patience and self-assurance. But now is a time for rest. Now is a time we can sort of kick back more and enjoy this period, Alvin. So maybe you might be someone who is potentially someone who is an overthinker, or maybe just after the struggle, yeah, it might be a bit hard for you you might be a little bit waiting for the next struggle to come. But we're in a good period now, so try to enjoy it for what it is. Take it on face value. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze. Try to just fill your cup, rest up together, and take a break, you know, if those challenges have got easier and you've got a bit more breathing room. So I hope that resonated for you. But it sounds like it was very meaningful and ultimately deepened this connection, those difficult times, as often they do, yeah? When you survive a struggle and you come out the other end and you're still together, there's a lot, that's a bond, yeah? That's how you build bonds, and long-lasting ones. So keep us posted, Alvin. Keep us posted. So Shraddha, this is for you. Yes, Alvin, exactly. You're very welcome. Thank you for your question. Thank you for bringing your good energy today. Shraddha, my dear, this is for you. So what guidance does the universe have for me regarding my connection with M? Should I continue investigating in it? Or is it time to move on? Talking stage, what should I do? Okay. Guidance, please, for Shraddha on their connection with M. Should they invest? Should they move on? Ooh! King of Cups. Death. Big energies. Kicking up some big energies here. Oh, right. That's all I'll take. Okay. So, there's some... Shraddha. They are... King of Cups, okay? I think this is you. King of Cups feels things deeply. You may be an empath. You are sensitive. When you open up to someone, you go all in, okay? And sometimes you can, when you do get hurt or when things don't work out, you can retreat, sink into yourself. And the main King of Cups is wonderful in a relationship, okay? They can be very loving, sensitive, empathic. But the King of Cups is about being able to feel things deeply without being overwhelmed by our feelings, okay? You might be a water sign or have this prominent in your chart, okay? So I think first of all, be honest with yourself. What came through with this card for me is, are we being honest about ourselves, about how deeply we feel for this person? Give me an answer if you feel comfortable with here. Like, are we in deep? Or is this not hitting us, you know, in our hearts? Like, is this, how strongly do you feel for this person? Because there is a transformation going on within this connection, okay? So there is, the death card is people freak out when they see the death card, but really it's just a card of transformation. It means the connection as it stands now is ending, and it'll either rebirth as something deeper, as something stronger. It's like it needs to move on now. If it's going to continue, it needs to get deeper. If not, we need to just walk away and cut our losses. Okay, that's what I think this card is for. We need to see this change happen. So is it them that are not presenting as something that, you know, they basically, you're at a crossroads in this connection. So like I say, it needs to go deeper, or if it's not going to progress in that way, if they're resisting connecting with you in a deep way, or if you are, then I would say cut your losses and walk away. It's a waste of energy. Okay? Put your effort, your energy into something worthwhile. The Eight of Pentacles is about intention, effort, hard work. So be mindful, Shraddha, about where you put your energy, where you invest your energy. Again, put it into something worthwhile, a deep connection, not something superficial. And this is ending on a high, really, with the Wheel of Fortune, because this is things turning in your favour. So if you want this connection to move forward and deepen, then this would suggest that this is going to happen. But if your feelings aren't that deep for this person, then this is, the spirit is really going to cycle you out of this fast, and it could usher in a new connection, a more better, more positive, more meaningful one. So take what resonates with that. But we have two major arcanas here, which I think is energy surrounding you and about you becoming intentional and serious about where you put your energy, where you put your deep feelings, you know, and invest in the right person. Don't waste your time on connections that aren't progressing, that don't matter to you, all of that stuff. So they're slow with expressing their feelings. So I would say give yourself a time limit, Shraddha, on how much you're prepared to wait for this person. I don't know how long that you've been waiting for them now, if it's slow. But something's got, with all these cards coming through, okay, something's got to give. Yeah? And you need to be careful about where you put your energy. So I hope that resonated. Okay, let's just see. Right, so I'll read for Sonali, and then I will read for Kristen, and then that will be everyone. So Sonali asks here, so can I ask Sarab's current feelings towards me? No contact. He is a situationship. Sure thing, Sonali. Let's have a look. So Kristen, yeah, just post your question and I'll read for you. Last person. So Sonali, this is for you. Sarab's current feelings towards you. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm butchering it. Six of Pentacles. So this is a card about things coming back into balance. Sonali, okay, so Six of Pentacles is about balance. It's about equal give and take. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more, Kristen, about you and C, just so I know for when I get to your question. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, so there's an offering. They are ready. They are nearing that time, Sonali, of, I think, of reaching back out and making some kind of contact. So where's their energy at? Because can you see how this person is reaching out? This person is giving of themselves. So they are in a place emotionally where they want to give to you, to this connection. Okay, so if there's been a standoff, if there's been in-out energy where they have been kind of resistant and not generous with their time, with their feelings, with their giving, they're now in a place, maybe after a period of silence, where they are coming back round to wanting to reconnect, make contact. Because look at this Page of Pentacles here, an offering coming through. Now the page is the part where, like I always say, the page is, they're still in the kind of contemplation stage. So they are still maybe working out about the best way to contact you, or maybe like, you know, what to say if you've been in silence, like, you know, how do I word this? What's the best way to kind of move things forward? Pentacles can be quite slow moving energy as well. So they are not in any rush to do this, but they are certainly making plans to do this. So I would expect to hear from them again at some point. How do you respond to that? You know, is this someone who is worth your time, worth your energy? Is this something worth revisiting? I know it's a situationship, so maybe it's kind of early days, and it might be something, absolutely, if you feel like I want to revisit this, see what it has to offer, then go explore that. But they're in a good place with this connection, and I feel in a place of more generosity, more giving, more willing, more open, and you can expect an offering or contact, really, I would say, from them, an offering of contact, them reaching out to you in the not too distant future. So I hope that resonated. Keep us posted. And I'll read for Kristen. So Kristen, thanks for clarifying. So you said you broke up 4 months ago. We were committed, but distance and life got in the way. That's hard. Is the second time around going to be more successful? Great question. You're welcome, Sonali. Is the second time around going to be more successful for Kristen, please, Spirit? Ooh. Major Arcana. That time apart gave you both some insight, Kristen. I felt some real excitement about, this sounds maybe kind of strange, but about, you know, when that bond is kind of strong enough to revisit and reconnect with, you know, something like you say, even I think that excitement's there is because the reason why it broke down was because of not really issues between you, but more the distance and life. And that's why it feels exciting to reconnect, and that there was insight gained in this time apart. Maybe ultimately it strengthened your bond, because you were both in some ways in a kind of isolation and felt much more alone in separation, and that there was something missing, and that we were maybe in hermit mode. You know, some walls went up. But during that time in separation, some real insight about this connection, maybe the depth, the meaning, the potential of it, was brought to light. I'm going to pull another card to find out more. So yeah, ultimately I feel like that separation strengthened the bond, even though it will be painful, even though it will be difficult. Yeah, horribly painful for both of you. And look at this wonderful Six of Cups, like this period, Kristen, of, it's like nostalgia, because it's like going, you know, someone, this is often about someone from the past coming back around. And in a way, the kind of, it can be almost extra sweet, like to reconnect with someone after, because like you say, that pain of separation, and then that sweetness of reconciliation and reconnecting. And the Six of Cups is a beautiful card. It's about often being a soul connection here, like that you are part of the same soul family. So, you know, there could be past life connections here, that you've known each other before, and this is partly why this bond is so strong. This kind of love as well is, because it is love, that's what it is really. It can connect, you know, when with our inner child, and be very healing for our inner child. We may be able to be very playful and joyful and be more vulnerable with each other. Then, you know, it's kind of a rare connection where you can really be very vulnerable with each other, and that's a beautiful thing. So I get very good vibes about this, Kristen. The separation only made it more clearer, the power of this connection. And then this Six of Cups is about the beauty of your reconciliation, and really that this is, and just the depth of the connection really. Sixes are always about balance as well, so moving into a period of emotional balance after upheaval. All these flowers that are blossoming, so just the growth, how this relationship can grow and blossom. So I hope that resonated, but that was a beautiful message from Spirit, so I hope you felt that too. And I'm going to end it there. Thank you to everyone for being here, for bringing your good energy. I'll be live again on Monday, so I'll confirm the time on Sunday, but please do join us then. Bring your questions, receive a free reading, but have a wonderful rest of the day, evening, wherever you are, and a good weekend. Wishing you all love and light. Take care, guys. Take care. Hugs to you, Ivo.